Hello everyone. In this video, we will be seeing about module 5, the sheet metal operation continuation. So, first we should see about a drawing force. So, what is a drawing force in deep drawing operation? So, this drawing force, it is mainly concerned about the deep drawing operation. So, in a deep drawing, the material just above the bottom of the punch is subjected to circumferential tensile stress and longitudinal tensile stress. So it is subjected to both circumferential and longitudinal tensile stress. Punch force acting on the bottom of the cup is transferred to side of the cup. So the narrow ring of a metal is just above the bottom of the cup is subjected to plane strain condition. As a result, a failure occurs which leads to tearing. So the punch force, it shows a vary with the stroke of the punch. It is difficult to predict the punch in a deep drawing. So however, it is predicted with the help of a drawing force. So the next one is about limiting drawing ratio in drawing operation. So drawability is the ability of a sheet metal to be drawn into a cup shape, and it is usually measured in term limiting drawing ratio, LDR. Limiting drawing ratio, it is defined as a greatest ratio of initial blank diameter to the punch diameter that can be successfully drawn through the draw operation. So limit draw ratio, it is given as a ratio of maximum blank diameter to punch diameter. For any given material, there is a limit in drawing ratio representing the largest blank that can be drawn through a die. So what are the parameters that are affecting this machinability? The first one is die radius. So it should be 10 times of the thickness of the sheet metal that we are taking. So large die radius, it results in wrinkling of the sheet, while lower die radius, it results in thinning and tearing of the sheet. So the die radius, it should be of 10 times of greater thickness than the sheet metal, so that it can give a very high punch. And the next one is punch radius. So it should be of 4 to 10 times of the thickness. So thickness of the work metal. And the next one is clearance. So clearance is between the punch and die, it should be of around 20 to 40% greater than the sheet thickness. So with a low clearance, the work material will be dragged into its surface and torn through the die. And the next one is hold down pressure. So it must be of around 2% of average of the stresses that are occurring on the work material. And lubrication. So lubrication, it is used to reduce the friction between the tool and the workpiece. So the next one is embossing. So embossing is a stamping process for producing a raised or sunken design or a relief in sheet metal. This process can be made by means of matched male and female roller dies, or by passing a sheet or a strip of metal between rolls of the desired pattern. It is often combined with the foil stamping to create a shining and 3D effect. So this is one of the final product of embossing, where we are getting some shiny and 3D effect pattern on the surface. So the next one is about what are the materials that are suitable for doing this embossing operation. So they are aluminium. So all alloys of aluminium can be used for this embossing operation. They are suitable for this operation. Brass, cardstock, cold rolled steel, copper, galvanized steel, high strength low alloy steel, hot rolled steel, steel of all alloys of steel, and zinc. So the next one is coining operation. Coining is a closed die forging process in which pressure is applied on the surface of the forging in order to obtain closer tolerances, smoother surface and eliminate draft. Closed die forging is a process in which forging is done by placing the workpiece between two shaped dies. This process may be done in a hot or cold working conditions but is predominantly a cold working process. So some of the typical applications of coining are listed here. They are used for minting of coins and medallions, making of jewelry, making badges, buttons, precision and energy springs, making complex electronic parts, making precision parts that require finer polished surface finishes. So this diagram, it shows about the coining process. So there are two shaped die, one is upper die and the other one is a lower die, and the workpiece is placed between the two shaped dies. So they are of a particular shape and the workpiece is placed between. So pressure is given on both the side and the final shape is obtained. So this is about the coining process. So the next one is bending. Bending is a manufacturing process that produces V shape, U shape or a channel shape along a straight axis in a ductile materials. So mostly commonly used is sheet material. Commonly used equipment include box and pan brakes, brake presses and other specialized machine presses. So typical product that are made like this are boxes such as electrical enclosures and rectangular duct work. So this is how a bending operation is carried out. There is a die, there is a punch between which the workpiece is placed. So when the punch is applied against the workpiece, it bend according to the die shape of the die placed. So roll bending. Roll bending is one among the process in which it is similar to a bending, as the material is formed by applying a force. The sheet metal is not cut and no material is removed. For this reason, roll of bending metal sheets is one of the cheapest sheet metal forming method. There is no metal waste. Roll bending is used if a sheet metal plane is to be given a larger smooth radius, which we can produce only in our press brakes with the help of step bending. So this is the roll bending machine, and this is how the sheet metal is passed between the rolls. So one roll will be rotating in one direction, the other two rolls are rotating in the opposite direction to that of a other roll. So the next one is about classification of dies. So the dies, they are of two major type. One is single operation dies, which are designed to perform only single operation in each stroke of a room. So single operation dies, they can perform only in single operation of a single stroke of the room, and multi operation dies designed to perform more than one operation in a single stroke of a room. So for in a single stroke they can perform multiple operations. So they are classified into two types. Single operation dies, it is of two types. One is cutting dies, forming dies. The multi operation dies, it is of two types. One is compound dies and combination dies.